Hello everyone, and welcome with our Natural Life channel today. We will show you all about how often should you water jade plants. A plant expert says you might be overwatering. Jade plants are considered ideal for people who are forgetful about watering their plants. But while these tough succulents don't need frequent watering, they require sufficient water at the right time to survive and thrive. These are a few important do's and don'ts about watering jade plants, seconded by a succulent expert. How much should you water a jade plant? Water your indoor jade plant approximately every 2 weeks. Advises Ken Shelf, the owner of Succulents. Make sure to give them enough water to wet the soil, and then empty the drainage dish. Succulents have what I like to call a drinking problem. If they are allowed to drink all they want, they can develop a fungus under the soil. He says to prevent that, let the soil dry out in between waterings. They should be in chunky, well-draining soil in a pot with a drainage hole. When it is time to water, touch the soil and make sure it is very dry, to at least 3 to 4 inches deep. Want more gardening tips? Sign up for our free gardening newsletter for our best growing tips, troubleshooting hacks, and more. Are jade plants considered succulents? Jade are succulents that belong to the Crassula genus in the stone crop family. A succulent is a plant that holds water in its leaves, stems, or roots. Most of them are native to regions that present challenges to flora, such as dry or excessively hot climates. As a result, these plants have evolved to take care of themselves. Shelf says 6 signs your jade plant is overwatered. An overwatered plant is getting more water than the roots can handle. Note that it is not always the amount of water alone that is the cause of overwatering. Poor soil drainage due to compacted or dense soil can also lead to overwatering. An overwatered plant may have squishy leaves that turn dark blisters on the leaves. Healthy leaves have a smooth surface, leaves dropping dark brown, limp or mushy roots, shriveled black stems. This occurs when root rot spreads up the plant. How to fix an overwatered jade plant? Stop watering your plant and give it time to dry out. Inspect the roots for rot by removing the plant from its pot. The roots of a healthy jade plant are white, firm and odorless, whereas rotted roots are soft, brown, and smelly. You may be able to save the plant by trimming away the infected roots. Remove as much soil from the root ball as possible, because it could be contaminated. Repot the plant with fresh succulent potting mix. 6 signs your jade plant is underwatered. Jade plants that are underwater show different signs of stress: dwarfing or stunted growth spots on the foliage, floppy drooping leaves. This wilting can also be a sign of overwatering. Wrinkled leaves, limp stems that are unable to support the leaves, leaf drop. How to fix an underwatered jade plant? If the soil of your jade plant is bone dry and the plant shows signs of underwatering, place the pot in a bucket or sink and add tap water about halfway up the pot, while also slowly watering from the top. Let the plant sit in the water for a few minutes until all the roots are wet. Remove it from the water and let the excess drain until no more water trickles out of the drainage holes. 5 additional tips for jade plant care. Place it in a nice sunny spot where it can get a few hours of direct sunlight. every day, or supplement the sun with a full-spectrum plant light. Bulb says shelf. For potting soil, use a succulent potting mix, which provides excellent drainage. Fertilize jade plants with a balanced houseplant fertilizer such as 20-20-20. Either once in the spring using a granular, slow-release fertilizer, or weekly using a diluted liquid fertilizer. Keep the plant in a room where the temperatures are consistent, between 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, and slightly cooler at night. The fluctuating temperatures near an air conditioner or radiator stress the plant. Repot the plant to a pot one size up when its roots have filled the container. Every 2 to 3 years for smaller plants, and every 4 to 5 years for larger specimens. Do jade plants need direct or indirect light? Direct sunlight is sometimes too harsh for jade plants, especially when they are young, but they need a lot of light, at least 6 hours of bright, indirect sunlight per day. Place the plant up to 5 feet away from a south-facing or west-facing window. How often should you water a jade plant? About every 2 weeks is the rule of thumb, but you should always take your cues from the condition of the soil, instead of following a rigid watering schedule. Should I miss my jade plant? This is not the kind of plant that requires misting. Although it isn't super harmful to them, we are trying to get the water to their roots, not their leaves, advises shelf. Thank you for watching and subscribe, share.